Hi guys, I'm Ashley Williams with 1028 Awakenings,
Hey guys, it's Nija from Nija Salmon Celestial, my spirituality channel.
and we're going to be talking about life after death.
Yay! So we thought that this topic would be an interesting topic to start with because death is a really big topic that scares a lot of people. So we just figured we would give some insight, the spiritual aspect or spiritual side of it, and hopefully it'll give you insight, it'll alleviate the fear, and yeah.
So, the first question I think everybody wants to know is, do you believe in hell, Nija?
Oh, let's start with the juicy ones right away. Okay. Do I believe in hell? Yes and no. Um, I feel like there is this like a concept of hell that we always see in the media of like the dark scary place, people getting tortured, fire, but I feel like that's a man-made hell. Is there a place that we go if or that bad spirits can go or bad entities can go? Yes. So I guess yeah, I do believe in hell, but I don't think that people are going to get I don't think good people are going to get sent there. So yes, I do believe in hell. Yeah. Do you believe in hell?
Um, yes and no. I guess my perspective on it would be, hell is here, so if you have a prison mind where you feel like you can't do anything, you can't accomplish anything, I can really see how that will look like hell here. And I do feel like this could be hell in a sense.
Earth?
After a certain point in this reality, this could turn into hell. And the only reason that I say that is because there's just so much hurt on this plane. I mean, I don't remember any previous planes that I've been on or anything like that. I don't want to do that, but I do believe in reincarnation. But it's so many emotional stressors here. It's so many things that happen that are just really, really awful. And you're always questioning yourself like, damn, is someone really watching up there? Or like, damn, like, is somebody really looking out? And you question yourself a lot. And I think that has a lot to do, like you said, with media and programming, because we hear these stories on the news. It's not like we're actually physically seeing these people get gunned down in the road. So we don't even know if this is really happening. We're just taking in the emotions from the media. But I feel like hell is here. I don't feel like there's a guy with a pitchfork that's waiting to say, hey, like, you're on the list, you're coming with me. I don't really think like that. But I do feel like if you can't free your mind from the paradigms in this universe, you are going to get caught up.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And also, if you don't evolve as a spirit while you're here, you will continue to have to go through all of the bad situations that you've gone through either in the past, in this lifetime, or previous lifetimes. So I think the mission in life is to evolve as a spirit on this plane. Some of us have even deeper rooted missions being here, like to maybe change the paradigm of what is happening right now on Earth. So yeah.
I really feel like a lot of people need to understand the beginning. And I always try to talk about on 1028 how you literally reincarnate here, but you choose all of the characters and who's going to play the role. So I know it's a little difficult for some people to grasp the concept that you literally chose your mom and your dad before you got here, and you had a like deal with God where you were going to have a veil and forget that you made this contract so that you can go in to evolve your soul, and that this is a school in a sense.
Yeah.
I talked to a lot of people about choosing your parents, and people are like, nah, I would never fucking choose my parent. But you
Wow, that's messed up.
some people did reincarnate in really bad situations. Some people did have an abusive mom or alcoholic or drug addiction. It just is what it is. But you also have to understand that you were reincarnated with that particular family because it was going to help you move out some karmic debt that was owed to your bloodline. Everything is not always attached to you personally. It's a lot of people that came before you that you got to break the curses on.
Exactly. And that's where they talk about generational curses. It's not necessarily just like hoodoo voodoo, someone put a curse on you, and no, it's like tied to you genetic have grandad, things that you do that you're not even aware that you do because they're based off of the people in your family or your lineage. So I think that's what generational curses is, like your own personal demons that you have to face or fight off to evolve as a spirit.
And I do believe, just piggybacking off what you said, is that those ancestors are your spirit guides. They are your guardian angels. And some of them literally, after death, make the decision to be a part of that team for you, to help you evolve, to help the whole collective of your bloodline, as well as if they want to reincarnate and just lift the whole consciousness. It's still, the doing of God in a sense. But I do want to say that like if you don't ascend on this consciousness, if you stay in a low vibration, I do believe there's going to be a point where, I hate to say like God is going to come back for his people, because God is a consciousness. But I feel like when you go back to your light being, if you don't have no knowledge that you are a light being, I don't see how you would even go with those particular people, because you're going to be like, those people are crazy.
So where do you think these people are going? Because essentially, we as ascended people are going somewhere. So when you say, like, when you see people, you know what I mean? Like, can we talk about when they talk about a rapture in like Christianity or even in other religions? What do you think that really is? Like, since we're talking about death, or is that?
I mean, I don't want to say that there's going to be some kind of rapture and take people away, but I do want to say that I will say that if you don't lift up your vibration, like if you keep your vibration low and you just stay in the box that was created, you're going to stay with who you signed up for. So if you're listening to a certain program and that's the radio station you're on, if I'm listening to 5.28 frequency, when that frequency comes on, I'm going to go over there. And if you're listening to this frequency, you're going to go over there. Now, if you go over there, whether it could be the Christian frequency or whatever frequency it may be, and then you get there and you realize like, this is not what you signed up for, I believe, and I'm not certain, I just kind of feel like your team, your ancestors, and your spirit guide definitely sent a messenger to say, hey, you might need to pay attention to what you're tapping into. And if you said, no, I don't give a fuck what you're saying, I still want to do what I want to do, then you chose, because you have free will. I just don't want people to get on here and think like, if my soul is good and I'm still rocking with the wrong person, I'm still going to get accepted, because I don't think that's true.
So that's what they mean, like, and we always go back or compare it to Christianity, because that's what our roots, what we grew up knowing or like learning as a religion growing up. So when they say, I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember what I was going to say. When they say,
If your soul is pure, you can just ride with us.
Exactly. If they say, if your soul is good, that you can go to heaven, or so there is really going to be something like that deciding factor in this metaphorical rapture. Like, that's kind of something that's happening right now, where if you're one frequency, you're going over here, migrating in this direction, and if you're another frequency, you're migrating in this direction. So there really is some kind of movement happening, but I'm curious to know how this movement is happening. Like, is it a physical, all the Christians are going to congregate over here, and like, do you know what I mean?
I really do. And to be honest with you, that question is yet to be answered. But what I do know, it has been groomed. So if you are listening, or I'm not a person who knows the Bible accurately, but there are telltale signs of when this big change or this big pickup of people is right, it's supposed to be occurring. And they have like warnings, like lotus hitting places. And if you looked at the news, which I tell you guys all the time, do not look at the news, but if you do, you'll see Las Vegas was covered with lotuses, and it was just pictures of lotuses, which are like huge grasshopper looking things all over the place. I don't know if this was an accurate thing. I wasn't in Las Vegas when this stuff occurred. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know if this was real or not, but based biblically, I said that wrong, but biblically, yeah, biblically, okay. Biblically, they've already laid out what is to come. So all you're literally waiting for is the Netflix Messiah to come. Somebody.
Exactly. But it's like, of course, happen. So our question is the person that is coming, that this puppet master a jinn? Uh-oh.
I know.
Our
It's so
connection's
quiet.
poor.
Yeah.
Hopefully, oh wait, we're recording, so connection doesn't really matter. I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead. I can hear you.
But um I'm sorry. When they are they going to bring this puppet master person, and people are going to think it's the Messiah, but it's whoever they put, in
Into
place.
that place. And I do believe that's gonna happen. And I do believe that everyone is going to get their fair shot of finding out the truth, and everyone's going to get their fair shot of hearing it. And if you reject it, you just reject it, because literally you have free will, and it's not fair for the God consciousness, the universe, or whatever to impute on your beliefs. You get what I'm saying? Like it's important for you to understand that if I say the sky is blue, you shouldn't fight me on if the sky is blue. If you look up and it's green, you should just be with the people who believe that the sky is green. You shouldn't be fighting over that. You see what I'm saying? And I don't think that spirituality introduces feud. I just think that you just do what you do and I do what I do, and it's not no big thing. You know what I mean?
Definitely. And I think that there needs to be less division. So let's get back on the topic of death. Um, what do you think happens if somebody commits suicide?
Okay, so Young Pharaoh is somebody that I watch a lot, and I did get this information from him. And one of the things that he was saying is that when you do commit suicide, as soon as the acts occur, like regardless if you commit suicide or you die, you get to go to an astral plane. Okay, and literally we go to this astral plane every time we go to sleep. So every time our body's in a dormant state, our minds, which is our consciousness, which is who we are, we go to another realm and we engage with our ancestors, all kinds of stuff. You see weird things. One day you in a half a house, a half a Disney World. It's all kinds of stuff when you go to this astral plane. Okay, but when you go there, you still feel emotions just like when you go to sleep and you have a dream. So it is accurate. I can't sit here and say I don't understand, because when you're falling in a dream, it feels like you're falling for real. Okay, so when you go there and you commit suicide, you feel all the pain and all the hurt of all of these people, because you're not condensed in this little bitty body anymore. Like you can feel everything because you're connected to source energy. So people think it's a way to escape, but it's not. It's actually a prison, because you have to move through all of that pain. And if you don't
Go
move
through
out of that karma,
You still have to go through the emotion of
yeah,
whatever you were feeling.
yeah, and all the people that you impacted with the decision that you made. Okay, so I really feel like you're gonna have to reincarnate again. That's just how it is. And I mean, we all have past lives. Like one of my past lives was that I was a slave. I got a past life progression, and when she said that, I was like, "There's no fucking way that I was a slave." I was like, "There's no slave juice on me." Like, you know what I'm saying?
I
But
literally just resonate with me.
right, but she did say that I was in a state where nothing that I wanted to accomplish in my reality was going to come to pass. Everything just didn't. And that's why when I reincarnated on this particular plane, and you know what, okay, that's why when I reincarnated on this particular plane, it made so much sense, because I feel like everything I think of is going to make me $1 trillion. Like it literally went from $1 billion last year to literally $1 trillion. And if you really know me personally, I literally speak this, and I believe everything and everyone I know, I'm going to impact them, financially. So I just think it's kind of crazy at the same time too, because I really believe that.
It it is. And I totally agree with what you said, how you're not gonna be able to transcend from this reality just because you or someone hypothetically were to commit suicide. They're going to be too dense to leave this I guess this simulation, whatever they're going through right now. They're going to be too dense to ascend. When they talk about someone leaving their body, or their spirit, their soul, or their prana, life force, leaving their body, they're going to be too dense or too heavy to transcend So yeah, definitely you're going to be stuck in a dimension, and you're going to be holding on to whatever hurt or pain that you were feeling, and you're going to have to rework through it. And you're going to keep reworking through the situation until you transcend, because you're going to be stuck a vibrational match to where you are. You can't be something different or some, or you know.
And that's very, very important what you just said. So if you are on this plane and you are just a, just horrible Nancy, like everything that you do is just, you're just annoying. Everybody hates you. You just get on people's nerves. You cut off every single person. You're always yelling at somebody. That same vibrational match when you die is literally going to be what you endure when you pass on. And that's so important. And honestly, when I received that news, I just knew that it's very vital for me to be my best version of myself and for me to be absolutely positive, because to be in that state of consciousness of always just being upset and angry and knowing that you have eternal life over there doing that, who is signing up for that? And did nobody tell us that? So if somebody would have told us that, maybe you would be more forgiving. Maybe you would be more understanding. You get what I'm saying? But if it means that if you're going to be a bitch in real life and then you die and you go over there and all you're going to do is have eternal life of being in hell, you got to choose a better way.
Exactly.
So
So let me ask you, do you believe in heaven, since we started with hell?
look at you, Nija. Okay, so do I believe in heaven? I do. I really feel like every time we get on live and we get together and we can just manifest like money and food and clothes.
You guys do not understand how much the feeling of being around somebody who has such a high vibration, uh, when you're around them, being in their presence and just knowing you can attract anything you want. Like when Ashley and I are together, when we went to New York together, we were literally speaking like in stores, not even demanding, speaking that something was going to be a certain price, and they're like, yeah, it's that price, or just crazy synchronicities.
Yeah.
So side note, you got to find your people, because it's a very, very rich feeling.
Yeah, and it's very empowering and it feels like it's heaven on earth. Like just imagine if all you have is $5 and what you want is $30 and you go in the store and you be like, I just saw this and it's 250 and you have that exact amount to get what you want. It means that money is untangible. Your mind is what has all the control in it. And if you believe that that's how much it is, you can literally make the other person believe it too, because their vibration, and I know this sounds manipulative, but their vibration is so low, your light overpowers them and they literally give you what you want. Like it's crazy. Like, I don't even
We'll
know.
talk more about that later, using that magic persuasion to get what you want out of this universe. So, but yeah, okay, so that's cool. Okay, but you were telling me, do you believe in heaven? Or you were saying that the feeling of heaven, but
Yeah,
what
that
about a
I
physical
do
place?
I do feel like returning back to God consciousness after you have elevated to form, enlightenment or whatever they call it or whatever is heaven. Do I feel like it's a physical place? I do. I really do. I do feel like it's a physical place. There's so many elements on this earth. Like they have inner earth, which is another video, and they have all these other planets that have life forms on it as well. So I do believe that there's a place that has no crime. I do believe that there's a place that's absolutely bliss and in perfect alignment. Do I feel like it's here? It can be, but I do feel like we can leave this place, this density of a place, and literally go somewhere else as well. And I do feel like that is going to be an offer to us. I feel like the offer of this place is hell. This one is hell, right? Like, you know what I mean? But I do think that there is another place that's heaven, and I don't really think it's like with all this gold and stuff like that. I just don't think that, but I do think it's amazing, and it may have like endless fruit and amazing grass and
That's a
just,
utopian society.
yeah, just amazingness. You know what I mean? Just I don't think there's something that on this plane we can describe it. I mean, do you think there is a heaven?
I really think that it's safe to say that there is a dimension where there is that form of bliss. I really do believe that. So yes, I guess I do believe in heaven, or even a sense of nirvana. Like they say, like Buddha ascended to the highest level, or I would consider it the highest dimension, would be nirvana or heaven, that pure place where you've accumulated all the knowledge that you need to accumulate, and then you just, you've ascended. You've gone past being a guide, a helper, a guardian. You've gone past being an ancestor. You've learned all the lessons a soul needs to experience. You've traveled to different planets, galaxies, dimensions. And after that, you've reached nirvana. There's nothing else that your soul is yearning for. You're just at one, at peace, pure light force existence. So yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if you do, but I do believe in eternal life. And I know you're going to say something about eternal life. So
Yeah.
I do believe in eternal life. And I do believe that we're going to return back to God consciousness. And I feel like God consciousness is the highest consciousness. So I do believe that we have to go through different levels to accumulate that, and that it will be that way. But I mean, what do you feel about different people and their perception of the eternal deal, you know?
Hmm. Well, I really feel like we've been, like, as a society, we're like packaged this idea of eternal life. But you were already going to get that because you already were life force. You were already a soul. You were already going to reincarnate. You were already given the gift of life. So the idea that you are only going to receive everlasting life, and if you join a certain society, or if you join a certain religious group, it doesn't make sense, because you were, so you can't, they're promising something that you were already going to get, and that's where they're, yeah. So that's my 2 cents on the topic.
I agree with you, because eternal life was something you had before you got here. You're literally a spirit having a, human
An
experience.
experience, a 3D experience.
Exactly. And you can't even tell me, and I can't tell you what I was before I came to be moving around in this vessel. So, with that all being said, eternal life is essential. We already have that. It says that it's okay, yeah. So, eternal life is just something that we already have, and I think that with so many religions, we have been lied to. Now, I don't want to turn this into about religion, but I do want you guys to understand a lot of questions that come up after this is like, so you don't believe in God? So y'all don't believe in God? And it's just so crazy, because I am God, you're God, we're all God, we're God consciousness. That's the only way that we can laugh and talk and move and play. So don't get too caught up in the concept of like what, sorority or what tribe you signed up for. Just know that you need to get yourself right, and you need to do that by seeking knowledge and learning the truth about your origin, your DNA, and what makes up your shell. So when you do that, you'll dig for the truth, and you will stumble upon some things that are be some major eye openers.
Definitely. I agree with that.
So that's all we have for today for the afterlife. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure you guys give us a thumbs up on this video, because we need the thumbs up.
Yes.
And we're going to do more videos like this as well with different topics. So make sure below you put comments about how you feel about some of the things, and even some questions that you want to ask us to see if we can answer them, or if we can find out who can answer them.
Yes, and don't forget to tune in on Instagram on Wednesdays and on Fridays. We've got Tarot Tuesdays and 888 Wednesdays. So come get a reading with us, Tarot and Oracle.
Yes, and we love you so much. 1028 Awakening signing off.
And bye, guys, from Nija and Celestial Mind.
Bye.